Today's show is promising to be an exciting one as Manchester City finished the Premier League first on the final day of the league. Liverpool had to wait for Manchester City to lose so that they could lift the cup. We shall be discussing this and the top 4 story all on this episode. Remember to keep it interacting with us, that is through our SMS line number 21144. To watch these episodes and the rest of the episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is GBS TV Kenya. To help me discuss all these stories, I have my panel over here. Welcome guys to the show.
Thank you.
New member in the show, Timo.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself to the viewer and tell us which team do you support.
I'm Timothy Njoroge, Manchester United.
Manchester United.
Yes.
Taambia nini watu?
Hakuna kitu tunawaambia, si tuko tu sawa.
Karibu sana kwa show.
In
the middle we have our ever Manchester United loyal fan.
Veteran.
Always having excuses when Manchester United lose.
Veteran. Yeah.
Kindly introduce yourself to the viewer.
Hello guys, I'm Dan. I'm glad, it is my pleasure to be back again. I was away out of the country, but finally I'm back.
You went to watch the last match of the league.
Yeah.
But unfortunately you wasted your money.
It's not a matter of wasting my money. It is being a fan. Yeah. Not
a loyal
unlike
fan.
Arsenal. You know, you just listen to Radio Jambo. Yeah.
And the rest is over.
The rest is over.
What about our winner over there?
Yes, my name is Desire. I'm a Manchester City registered fan member. Yes, I'm very happy to be the league winners with a very high points of 98 points.
Only one behind the Liverpool.
No, we were not looking at our opponents. We were looking at our target. And you know, when you look at your opponent, that's why you fail.
Okay, I know you have a lot to discuss on this show. I know Manchester City fans were waiting for this opportunity, more so Desire to express himself about the delight that they had. So we are also going to be checking the twists that happened in the top 4 table, whereby there were no changes. The same teams still remain to be there. And also we'll be discussing about the finals, or the finals that are going to be taking place that will happen in the prediction center. So stay tuned, our viewer. Okay, first of all, the English Premier League is over. We saw the results that happened. In short, if we can summarize that season, we can say it has been a good season for Liverpool and Manchester City. To be specific, those two teams. I guess the rest walikuwa tu wanajaza tu ma positions. Desire.
Yes.
What did Manchester City do that the rest of the teams did not do this season to be crowned the champions?
The one thing about Manchester City that we did that is exceptional than other teams is just we kept our consistency. Like last season, we kept the bar high. We reached 100 and something points. So this season, we were looking to reach that point or maybe surpass it.
Actually, it's it's been a long time since we had teams finishing with 90 points and also 100 points. So it's been both of the seasons have been a good season for Manchester City, if you can say that.
Yes,
bringing back the glory days back then.
It's been a good season for us, and we need to congratulate our coach. Guardiola is a genius coach. Guardiola has worked this thing out and he's been exceptional in all the coaches at the Premier League. The only coach after Guardiola right now you can say is Jurgen Klopp. But Guardiola is best in the world.
Dante, do you agree with him?
For now,
I thought a while ago you were singing Ole Gunnar.
No,
Ole Gunnar.
for now I agree with my brother here, because kudos to Manchester City fans and players for lifting up the English Premier League. And like we as Manchester United, we didn't want Liverpool to lift the trophy. So kudos to them. Hoping next season we shall meet again. Yeah.
Timo, what went wrong for Liverpool? Actually walikuwa tu nile bahati tu kujaribu. Manchester City wakishindwa, wao washinde wanachukua. But we saw Manchester City showing that they are still resilient in this in the race for the title. So what did Liverpool go wrong? Where did Liverpool go wrong?
I'll start with by saying they are true. It's true what they've said. If you look at Pep's coaching and Klopp's coaching, they are very different in what they do. Because for Liverpool, I can say that I don't want to say they were tired, but they had a game against Barcelona, which was a big overturn for me and for as well most of the fans.
The best football match
exactly.
ever been seen.
Exactly. But for Manchester City, for Guardiola, winning 2 leagues in 2 seasons, that has never happened before. It's been a long time. It's like he's doing what Zidane did. So what I would say for Liverpool is that they didn't go wrong so much, but they were reluctant on what they were doing. Because for them, they were to take the league, yes. But if you look at Manchester City, they just crash on any time. They'll see that you're doing something, then they'll back it up and do what they're supposed to do. For Liverpool, let's wait for UEFA.
For UEFA final. Yes. We also have in the rest, if I may call them the rest, because if we look at the margin that both Manchester City and Liverpool, really, it was a very, very big margin. So, what was the difference between the Chelsea, the Tottenham, Manchester United, and Arsenal to the rest of the other squads, Dante? First, we may start with you and your team. What was different with your team?
First, you know, let me just talk the difference. You know, when Pep Guardiola came to Manchester City, the first season he had problems with the team.
Rebuilding the team.
Yeah. So, for me, I may say that our coach, Ole Gunnar, is trying to find out the team that he will come up with next season. You know, this season we had problems with our players, unlike the likes of Pogba, David De Gea, trying to discourage the young players. So next season, I hope Manchester United coach will
But if we say that Manchester United have not rebuilt over the past years, we'll be saying it wrong. Because you bought Fred, 50 million.
Yes.
You had also Paul Pogba, 100 million price tag.
You know, spending is not problem. Problem is when you bought the item that you wanted and the item that you bought it.
Was it of good quality?
At first, I can say the likes of Pogba. Pogba alikuwa anacheza ball poa, but it reached a time, yani alikuwa na kichwa ngumu, trying to discourage
the rest of the lads.
So that was the main problem. And I think when Pogba will leave out of Manchester United will perform 100% sure.
Yes, you know, the problem with Manchester United is not that the coach. And I like to apologize to Mourinho. I once said here that Mourinho should be fired. Now it's the high time I've seen Mourinho was not the problem. The problem with Manchester United is the players and the board of directors. In the last, since Ferguson left Manchester United, they had around 4 coaches, I think, from David Moyes. They don't give coach the freedom to sign the player they want. If they could have given the likes of Van Gaal the freedom they needed, Manchester United could have a strong team. You know, buying midfielders, Pogba, Fred, you know, that's not rebuilding a team. That's adding power to the team. You need to rebuild the team like Guardiola did. He bought everyone from the goalkeeper to the striker.
And actually, Mourinho was the first to criticize Guardiola. Buying 2 fullbacks at a price of 50 million.
50 million. And you see, it has helped us.
Yeah, that's
you know,
true.
Benjamin Mendy had injuries. We have needed to take Zinchenko, who is not even a fullback, to push him to fullback. You know, buying players to put depth to a team is very important. And like Manchester United, you know, they have just an option. When you don't have Ashley Young, you don't have another.
That's true. And it's the same case with Arsenal, if I may say so.
Arsenal, I wouldn't say so, because for Emery, he's going through a lot. Because if you look at Manchester United, let me just start by my own team. Manchester United, we have the problem. The main problem isn't Ole Gunnar. Let's give him credit. He came to just be a second coach. Let me call him that, and won like 7 games.
Yeah.
While I would say Mourinho wasn't the big problem. in Manchester United we have, let me call them divas, like Pogba. Pogba is the same.
Divas.
Yes, divas. Pogba has the same problem with Neymar. Neymar hasn't been on the pitch for like, I don't know, because of an injury.
Yeah.
For them, like, look at McTominay. Tominay has been, he came this last season by Mourinho.
Yeah.
But he has done major things rather than Pogba, to be honest. I would say if for Ole Gunnar, if he wants people to go, let them go. I'd say let De Gea go, let Pogba go.
Because there is not a place or time that a player will be bigger than a club.
To be true, that's honestly true. Because if you look at Romero has a passion for being the #1 coach. And for me, now I would vie for Romero to be the #1 coach than De Gea. But for Arsenal, we have, if I wouldn't want to say Emric is not a good player.
Because we can give Emery credit,
yes,
being the first season and managing to finish on 5th position.
Yeah, that's
and having a Europa final to play.
True. That's a bigger match for him. But for Aubameyang, to be honest, he performs mostly on the lesser teams. For the bigger teams, he's weak.
But we saw against Valencia. Valencia is a big team, and he scored a hat-trick. It's a big team in Spain.
Valencia
you know,
is like
being a big team in Spain doesn't mean you're a big team.
You're a big team
in Europe. We have big teams in Europe. Valencia is rather like Everton in the Premier League. Valencia is not a big team. But you know the problem with Arsenal doesn't have a winger. And for Emery to play 2 strikers without a winger, that's what have cost Arsenal this season. Aubameyang could have scored like 35 goals this season. He's the leading striker in Europe who has missed clear chances than any other striker in Europe. So Aubameyang can...
He also admitted that he was not clinical at times.
He's not clinical. Even in Dortmund, he could have scored a hat-trick, but surely in that game he could have scored more than 5 goals.
More than 5 goals against Burnley.
And in Premier League, and to be a good striker, you need to get those chances. You need to score goals to help your team. So even the number of games Arsenal has lost and the number of chances Aubameyang has wasted.
Yeah, but we can say him playing alongside Lacazette has really helped him a lot.
It has really helped him, but in another side, it has degraded the game of Arsenal. You know, you need to play with 1 striker. To play with 2 strikers, it's a very hard task to play 2 strikers. You know, to play with 2 strikers means you need to play with 5 midfielders and 3 defenders. Because when you play with 4 midfielders, that means you'll have to put some of your best players to the bench.
But if you look at what Aubameyang has been able to achieve, we can give him a kudos because it's his second time in second season in the English Premier League, and managing to become the top scorer. It's not something that we can just say it's by chance.
Yes.
It's something that he has really worked for. And if himself admitted that there is time he needs to be clinical, then we wait and give him another season to see if he'll be clinical enough.
Yes, we need to give him another season, but we don't need to use that word we need, because Aubameyang is a big player. He need, from the start, when he signed for Arsenal, he needed to be that clinical, because in Dortmund he used to score much goals. Why not score those amount of goals?
Okay, staying on that story of Aubameyang, we had 3 of our own African players picking the golden boots, whereby Aubameyang, Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. I even thought at some point, how can 3 golden boots be issued to the players? Don't they look on the other, maybe the assist, the what, or...
Yes, you know, they could have given 1, but I saw it could have been more controversial to give 1 player.
That's
so true. I congratulate the Premier League for what they did, giving the 3 strikers the golden boot. But you see, having 3 top strikers scoring those goals from Africa, that means our African players are giving up to the game. You see, 3 strikers in the Premier League is not very easy, but you see Aubameyang, Sadio Mane and Salah, congratulations to them.
So, Dante,
yes,
likewise, 3 of the African players picking the golden boot. A great achievement for the African team. African players saying that African football is growing day in, day out.
I think, first of all, I would like to congratulate them. That one is handshake because hatungeenda huko kama mkate nusu. You know, it's like wangepatia Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah ingekuwa awange balance. But for me, kudos to them for great achievements. Yeah.
So what happened to Lukaku?
Lukaku has so far has been,
because I think when the league was starting, Lukaku was among the goal scorers. What happened along the way?
You know, when our main coach came in, Ole Gunnar, he tried to reshuffle the striking force. And Manchester United, we replaced Lukaku with Rashford. You saw very well that Rashford was the main striker, and Lukaku came in as an attacking, playing wing role. So that one had so...
This is English Premier League, no excuses. A big player should be able to turn up at whatever occasion.
It's not
being called upon.
That is English Premier League. It's like when Aubameyang akitolewa Arsenal akuje Manchester United. You know,
that can't happen in the first place. That can't happen. That can't happen in the first place. He himself even cannot dream to play for Manchester United. So far,
we want to first we congratulate Lukaku for the great season that he had Manchester United. Like any other player,
was that really a joke or
any other player in Arsenal? You can't compare Lukaku and Lacazette and Aubameyang.
You know,
one
thing I like to say, Lukaku is a great striker.
Good.
Lukaku is a good player. But the players is playing with at Manchester United. You know, look at Lukaku in Belgium. You play alongside Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne, the people who bring the ball to you to score. But in Manchester United, it's more of a direct football. You know, it's not easy for Lukaku to score in such a game. But Lukaku gave him creative midfielders. David Silva, give him creative midfielders like Ozil. He'll score 20 plus goals in the league.
And like Aubameyang and Lacazette.
Timo, do you agree that quickly before we so that we can take a short commercial break?
Well, I would say that Lukaku indeed is a good player, but there's something we have at Old Trafford that is not working out. We are trying to reincarnate players that were there before. Because if you look at Martial had a problem of trying to be the Cristiano of Manchester United.
That's true.
And for some time when Mourinho was there, he was benched. But when Ole Gunnar came, he saw some potential in him.
That's true.
And he changed. But the same problem has shifted to Rashford. Rashford is a good player. He has speed and he has a shot. But the problem with him is that if he doesn't want to focus on the team, he'll focus on himself. He wants to make himself big rather than the team.
Okay.
So I would say that Lukaku is a good player. He's an engine player. But I wouldn't say that for him to start Manchester United right now, it will be a hard task for him.
Okay.